So hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Betsy?
I am super good. So welcome to everybody out there. Wanted to sit down with Lisa today and go over, kind of talk about how things have changed for you since you've been in the Think, Eat, Win program. So Lisa and I have been working together for about 6 months, and she's made some pretty great changes and had some success that she's super excited about. So Lisa, why don't you just go ahead and tell us a little bit about you? Who are you?
Well, my name's Lisa. I'm about 62 years old. Or wait, 61. I just had a birthday. I always think I'm a year older than I am. Live in Washington, Richland, Washington. And I have a couple kids that I'm very proud of. I have a 23-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old son. And my husband, my husband and my son live here at home with me, and my daughter's in Chicago. And I'm a nurse. I work at a hospital here locally, and a couple days a week, which is kind of a hectic job, but also awesome job. And what else, Betsy? What else? Who am I?
That's a pretty good synopsis. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's rewind to back when you very first met me or found me. What were you struggling with the most, before we started to work together?
I guess mostly for years I've struggled with pretty bad anxiety. And when I found you, I think I saw a little clip on Instagram or something. You were talking about food and just the stuff you were saying. It was making me think, oh, this lady, she knows that losing weight isn't just about being on a diet, but it's on changing the way you think about yourself. I could tell from just a lot of the little clips I saw. And so when I reached out to you, I was just feeling really, really bad about myself and really anxious, and just felt like my housework, everything was just felt really out of control, just because I couldn't get it all organized and couldn't keep up with the day-to-day stuff good enough for me. In my mind, everything wasn't just spotless and perfect. And
yeah.
And I was just, and I guess at the time, or I've done for years, I was just eating so much, and I just felt like I couldn't stop. And I sort of didn't really realize at the time that was related to the anxiety, but I was just gobbling a whole bag of Costco size chocolate chips, maybe in 3 or 4 days. I would eat until I was I felt so sick. And I think I don't know if I told you this, but I remember when I first called you, or you first called me and we talked, I think I had a big little cup of chocolate chips right next to me, and I was eating those at the time. But I would just continuously go into my kitchen and just eat. And it was
trying to manage the anxiety with eating, which probably didn't realize was happening at the time. And now you have a lot more clarity on that, right?
Right.
Okay. So you felt like you couldn't stop eating. You were kind of in this panic mode. And I think you told me that this was always on your mind. It was really bothering you quite a bit. How else was this showing up in your life?
The eating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say I would make a pan of brownies for the family for dessert after dinner, and everybody would eat one or two. And then I would sit there while I was cleaning up the dishes and just eat the rest of them. The whole pan would be gone. And somebody would come back the next day and be like, "Hey Mom, where's the brownies?" And it was so humiliating. I'd be like, "Well, I ate them." They're like, "You ate the whole pan of brownies?" And I would always be like, "Well, yeah, yeah."
Okay, so you kind of you knew okay, this is a problem. It's feeling kind of out of control. I gotta do something. So
But I would
Okay.
think about it all the time, like how fat I was and how gross I looked. And I
Mm.
mean, every second, like even at work, I'd walk in and I'd think, oh God, I look so gross today. Like, or, even in the grocery store, everywhere, I always would look around at people and think, am I fat? Am I that fat? Or am I fatter than them? Or,
So this is really consuming a lot of your mind and your time and your life.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Right.
Okay. So your goal when we started working together was to lose about, I think it was 40 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was your goal.
Seems like, yeah, about that.
Yeah. So through the program, you were able to lose about 30 so far. Isn't that right?
Right. Right. And I remember when I first talked to you, I remember you saying, like, I think I can help you. I can really help you with some of these, some of this stuff, because I work with like women that have these same types of thoughts and same types of issues. And that kept thinking to myself, she really won't be able to help me because something's wrong with me. Like, it's not normal for people to eat a whole thing of Costco size chocolate chips and just a few day period. And I thought, like, I cannot stop doing this. And she won't be able to help me.
You had quite a bit of doubt. Why did you decide then to jump in and to start working with me, to enroll in the Think Eat Win program?
I think I was just so desperate. I just thought, like, I could just see my weight zooming up, and it's happened before. Like, I will zoom up and then I'll like lose weight, and then I'll keep it off for not long, like a few months or less. And then I'll just start again. Like, I don't have a lot of trouble losing weight. It's just
like keeping it off
and maintaining a healthy eating way of eating.
Okay. So you really believed, after talking with me and kind of hearing what I'm all about and kind of digging into your situation and what you needed the most, you felt like, okay, I think she can help. I think there actually is some hope here. So you jumped in and you have done like so well with the program as we've worked like one-on-one. So tell me, like, what are some of your favorite things about the program? Like, what has been the most impactful for you as you've gone through that?
I really can't put my finger on one thing. Just in the beginning, just feeling like you were there for me all the time. Like, just feeling like that I was a little bit accountable to you for what I wrote down that I was eating. And I felt like there was some structure, even though I knew what to do. I knew what to eat. I knew, or, I thought I had known in the past, like low carb worked really well for me, or I had done Weight Watchers and that worked. I knew I could do weight loss, but I just felt like the accountability was good. And then the worksheets that, the daily or the weekly lessons were really good. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So those worksheets kind of helped you to see, like, how did those help you, do you think?
Just to look at myself and what I was thinking and how I viewed myself. Like, there was different worksheets were on feelings and your thoughts about yourself and your thoughts about food, and just how your thoughts really affected your the way you felt in general. And like, when I was feeling like I'm worthless and hopeless and just like not as good as other people, like, what kind of feelings does that produce in me? And
yeah, where's that coming from, and getting some awareness around it. Yeah. How did that change things for you? Like, how did that make a difference for you in your relationship, like with yourself, just learning those things and practicing them?
I like myself more. I was like really feeling like I was just not worthy and not good enough. And it wasn't like just right before I called you, obviously, that all this started. It was like ongoing for years and years. And I'm not perfect now, obviously. There's still like I mean, I'm not going to say even a whole day goes by where I don't get bad thoughts about myself, but at least I know I can like kind of watch for them and listen to what my brain is saying. And then I can be like, really? Like, if I tell myself like, you're the slowest person at work and everyone else can get so much more done than you. And then I just kind of counteract that and say, really? Like, look, you're good at this, you're good at this, you're great with so it just
those tools, you're really using them well. So how would you say that your relationship with yourself is clearly better? How do you feel like your relationship with food is different now after we've worked together for a few months?
I don't feel like it has as much power. Like I have to have it. The things that I really don't want to be eating anyway, like the sugar and the flour. I don't want to be eating those because I know they're not good for me. I know they're destroying my health. And I don't like look at them and be like, oh my God, that is so good. Or I'm so sad that I can't have that. And it's just, it's a lot easier to just pass stuff up that I know isn't good for me. And I know I can have it. I know I can still have it if I want it. I really don't want to hurt myself with it. So it's easier not to feel like compelled to just keep eating. Like
you're in control instead of that food feeling like it's in control of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I have to go out to eat like 6 rolls before my dinner comes, which is not like abnormal, wouldn't be abnormal for me to do, like eat that much. Like,
no, so much different. Well, it's amazing. I love that. So, was it worth it then to get into this program? Like, do you have any,
oh yeah,
regrets, or do you feel like this was a good job, a good investment for you?
Oh, a very good investment. Yeah, I have no regrets. I think it was very, very, not just for the losing weight aspect, but for how I feel about myself and how I just every day is improved because of the work that we've been doing together.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love that so much because that's really why you were driven to come and look into this program in the first place. It was not just the eating. It was that panic. It was that anxiety. It was that being consumed by this. Mm-hmm. And so to hear that that's so much better, like that's an inspiration. So what would you say to somebody who can kind of hear themselves in your story a little bit and is thinking about, maybe I'll check this program out? What would you say to them?
I think I would say that you're worth it and that you definitely should check it out and that you'll love it. And you just kind of owe it to yourself to work on yourself and to figure out the whys of like, why do you feel like you have to eat all this stuff? And why are you very unhappy at times? And why do you feel like you can't handle life each day? If I'm saying this to somebody, I don't know if this even applies to them, but this is kind of how I was like.
Yeah. There are solutions out there.
Right.
For this kind of stuff that you hadn't been able to solve before. So yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
I think I forgot to mention in the beginning, another reason why I wanted to join the program is I was concerned about my health because I had some lab work where I was getting into the pre-diabetic range with my blood sugar and my insulin. And being a nurse, I just know how devastating that can be to the body and how a big deal it really is, the chronic disease. So wow. I was just panicking about that, but then yet sitting there eating everything that I know was causing it and feeling like
I could do it.
Yeah. And I couldn't.
So have you been retested since then? What are your blood work numbers looking like now?
I haven't been, but I actually am due for some blood work pretty soon. And I'm sure they're going to be like way better. I don't really even have any concerns, but
100%. Yeah. So 30 pounds down, do you feel like worried or scared or anxious that all of that weight's just going to come piling back on?
Sometimes I do worry about it, or I think like, oh my God, it could happen. It's happened so many times. But there have been times, like actually recently, like in the past like month or so, where I wasn't like every day kind of sitting and thinking, doing my mindset work, where I tell myself, why do you want this? And why is it important to you? And looking at my reasons, like I want better health. I want to be healthy for my family so I can spend time with my kids. I want to feel better about myself. So if I kind of don't put the time into to me, then I sort of go off the rails a little bit. So, but recently I've been like, there was a lot of extra busy stuff going on, and I really kind of stopped doing the things that I've learned to do with you. And I did start to gobble up a bunch of stuff again, and it lasted for a while, and I started putting on a few more pounds. But since your program, I've actually learned that, hey, I can stop this. It's not controlling me. I'm doing it because it's what I've done forever and ever and ever. But now I'm going to get back on my program, and I'm going to get back on the things that I know are healthy for me. And now again, I'm feeling back in control again. So I'm not like super scared that I'm going to gain all the weight back.
Because you have now mental skills and mental strength that you didn't have before. So
right. And that's huge, like so huge. Like I don't really have that scared feeling like I'm broken, and I can't really imagine that I would eat a whole bag of Costco-sized chocolate chips again like that. I mean, I never say never. It might happen, but I don't feel like I will do that again, and I don't feel like I have to do that anymore.
Awesome. So you're down in weight, you're down in anxiety, you're higher in tools, higher in confidence and self-love. It sounds like a great thing all the way around. Awesome.
It's a great thing.
Okay. Yeah. You're down 30 pounds, just a couple more pounds to go till you reach your goal.
Yeah. And actually I've started to lose again. So
yeah, of course you have. Oh, amazing. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I love that we've been able to do all this work together. I love seeing your progress and your success. Excited to keep working with you too, because we're going to keep going until we get you to your goal and get you feeling really, really solid. So any last words, and thank you for coming and taking this time out of your schedule to share your story. Any last words that you want to share with everybody before we wrap up?
I just want them to know how amazing you are. You are just so inspirational and so good at kind of reading the people that you work with, as far as like what kind of basically torment are you going through, and how can I make you see that in a better light, to where you understand that like one of my issues is I always feel like I'm a victim. Like I always feel like I at work, I don't have control, or at home. And you just always kind of look at what I'm talking about, and how to frame it to where once we're done talking, I feel like, hey, I got this. I can do this. I can manage my life in this area now. And then I practice, and you've just been awesome. And when I listen to the group calls too, I listen to how you work with each person, and I'm like, wow, she always knows, like she always listens, and she picks up on the things that people are saying, and she always knows what to say to really help people work on what they need to work on.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that that's been helpful for you. And so, yeah, I work on my brain ninja skills so that I can help you
well, you're awesome.
overcome your issues as well. So thank you for saying that. That means a lot.
Welcome.
So, all right, Lisa, thank you again. And we will talk very soon.
Okay. Bye, Betsy.
Soon. Bye.